Welcome to 3.7 Homework Help. I'll be your host, Ms. Bailey, and your co-host is no one. It's just me. Okay, so the first section on your homework, let's scoot you forward just a little bit. There we go. It says, I closed it, I don't know what it says. They give you an equation. Oh, here we go. The given functions provide the connection between okay, whatever. So you're finding the following. So I'm going to do number 3. So a of x equals x times 20, 75 minus x. And the first one is solve for a of 20. Oops. You're still really far back. Come forward. Maybe that's better. Okay. So this means that 20 is x, x is 20, 20 is x, x is 20. So you're substituting in 20 for x. So here's an x, I'm going to put 20 in there. 75 minus 20, right? You're just substituting in. Okay? Then just solve it. Keep on solving. So I have 75 minus 20 is 55. Twenty times 55 is, I don't know, hold on. All right, 1,100. So that would be your answer for A, I think. Yes, that's A of number 3. So that's your answer. Okay, I'll do one more where you substitute in for x. The next one is 35. So now you're substituting in 35 for x. So 35. And then substitute it in again. And you get 35. 75 times 75 minus 35 is 40. And then multiply together 35 times 40. You get 1,400. Right. So that's your answer for B. So C, they give you 40, so you would just substitute 40 in for x and you would solve it. All right. Let's move on to, I think, the harder part of this kind of problem. Where it's a of x equals 0. Okay. So now, this is what we were doing in class at the end of class. Now you do not know what x is. You need to find it. So you're going to substitute 0 in for a of x. So this is 0 equals x, 75 minus x. Okay, all I did was substitute 0 in for a of x. Because they tell me that a of x equals 0. So I just substituted 0 in for a of x. So, the way we did this in class, what value of x would make this equal 0? You're going to have 2 answers. What value of x would make this 0? So that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to figure out what value of x will make this true. So what value of x will make this 0? So what you can do is take your 2 factors and set them equal to 0. Because if this is 0, then 0 times anything is just 0. Okay, same thought process over here. Never mind. 75 minus x. If this is 0, 0 times x is just 0. Okay, so one of these has to be equal to 0. So the first one, x equals 0. All right, well, that already gives us one answer. So if this is 0, then everything is 0. 0 times 75 minus whatever is still just 0. So that's one answer. Your other one, what number can make this equal to 0? 75 minus x. What can I substitute in for x that would make this 0? Zero and 75. Okay. If I substitute 75 in here, 75 minus 75 is in fact 0, which would make 0 times whatever would still be 0. So as long as one of your factors is equal to 0, the whole thing will be equal to 0. All right, so those are your answers for D. Yes, for D. E, I'm going to erase this. I'll leave my x-intercepts up. All right. E wants you to find the maximum value. Okay, so that means that you have to remember you're dealing with quadratics, so your maximum is going to be your vertex. All right, if I had a graph of this, except it's 0 and 75. Well, all right, hold on. How far can I go? Okay. So x is 0, that's one of my x-intercepts. And then 75 is my other one. We'll go with the 75. Okay, so that's a fat parabola. So my parabola is going to go through here. I did that kind of decently. Your vertex is your maximum point. That's your highest point of the graph. Okay, so it is halfway in between your two x values. Your two x-intercepts. So it's halfway in between. So this is why I'm doing this one, is because you can't take half of 75 evenly. So for your vertex, so I'll write it down here. For your vertex, your x value is going to be 75 over 2. I'm trying to think if I want to leave it like that. Yeah, I guess so. 75 over 2. That's your x coordinate of your vertex. To figure out the y value, you're just going to substitute this into your equation up here. So let's do that. Actually, I wonder if it... One second. If you want to change it into a decimal, you can. 75 over 2. 75 over 2. If you divide that out, 75 divided by 2 is 37.5. So if you would rather work with a decimal, you could do that. I don't know. I'll work with a decimal. So I'm going to substitute this in. So A of 37.5. So I'm just substituting that in for x. Let me get my graph. So it's 37.5 equals 37.5. Just rewrite that. And then 75 minus 37.5. Well, that's half of it. So 37.5. And then you would just multiply those together. Which is 37.5. Equals. Boom. 1,406.25. So that is the other point of your vertex. 1406.25. Jeez. So that means that's your maximum point. That's the highest point of your parabola. Is 1,406.25. If you had left that as a decimal, as a fraction, too bad, I'm not going to do it. Never mind.